Lately, I have seen a lot of videos of black people making fun of Mexicans.
Acknowledge that Palestinians did not elect Trump into office. Palestinians didn't vote for Trump.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today this TikTok is making waves and people have a lot to say. A man posted a video addressing black people claiming they shouldn't expect Mexicans to come running to them for help because in his words, Mexicans stick together, they work hard and they are not alone. And then things took a turn when Maya Anthony jumped in to set the record straight. Oh, and somehow Palestinians got thrown into the mix too. Let's break it all down.
Lately, I have seen a lot of videos of black people making fun of Mexicans for what's happening right now with Mexican people. I have also seen black people make videos talking about Mexicans. Don't come to us for help because we're not helping. First of all, Mexicans are not alone. They have Honduran people, they have Salvadorian people, they have Guatemalan people, they have Nicaraguan people, and a whole bunch of other countries that are willing to join forces with the Mexican people. Black people, what makes you think that Mexicans are going to come running to y'all for help? What for? Y'all black people can't even help yourselves. That's wild. Mexican people are hardworking people. Mexican people stick together. They make it work. That's the total opposite of a black person. You want to call me a racist? Go right ahead. I'm just keeping it real. Like I said, Mexican people are not alone. They have all of us. What makes you think that a Mexican will say, oh, okay, well, we have the blacks. Let's go to them. Come on now. Y'all don't even trust each other. What makes you think that a Mexican will trust you if you don't even trust your brother? Get your popcorn ready and watch how Mexicans make this work.
92% of black women in this country voted for Kamala Harris. 83% of black men in this country voted for Kamala Harris. We are by far the main and probably the only race that was literally pushing to save every single other demographic who is not white in this country. You might want to take the bass out your voice and show a little bit more respect. If it wasn't for black men and black women, especially black women, we wouldn't have had a chance to even beat Donald Trump. And because more than half of your people voted against their best interests, you guys wouldn't be put in this predicament in the first place. If you had just listened to black people to begin with, y'all wouldn't be here to begin with. Now, I agree with you. It's absolutely disgusting that anybody, black, white, it doesn't matter, sitting here making jokes about ICE and deporting people. I think it's disgusting. I agree. But don't you ever in your life think it's okay to fix your lips to say anything about black people like that, especially when we were the main ones trying to save everybody. Everybody. Our women tried to tell you what to do. We advised it. None of you listened. You guys cared more about your proximity to whiteness than saving your children, saving your women, saving your parents and grandparents, etc., etc. Before you fix your lips to sit here and say, oh, black people don't know how to band together, we did. We band together more than every other race in this country when it mattered the most. And y'all still failed us. Clock that T and wake it up.
Black people have nothing to do with that at all. Black people don't have nothing to do with that at all. What are you talking about? You making yourself look nutty. At the end of the day, you know what you're doing? You're being a bully. You don't realize it, but you're being a bully. I scrolled up and down my TikTok all day. I have not seen one video of a black person teasing Mexicans of going back to Mexico. Not one video. Not one video. And I'm not saying it's out there, but black people tease black people. So what are you talking about? And we don't mean no harm. We just find the laughter. The same way y'all go around beating each other with chains and all of that stuff like that. And bats and y'all boxing, you play fighting. Everybody got their own way. But that don't mean nobody's making fun. Actually, we don't think it's funny at all. We don't think it's funny. We don't know what it is, what y'all going through, because we don't live there. But we not judging. We not judging. We actually give y'all more props than you think. Mexicans are smart. They handymen. They know how to fix anything up quick. Is this how you feel? That's how you feel. That's what's in your heart. So you feel like everybody don't feel like that. That's you. That's how you feel. And that's the problem right there. So I guess you want to start coming for black people because of the president of the United States. Trump travels. We here. So whatever's going on in Mexico, he knows. I don't know what's going on in Mexico. We don't know what's going on. We live regular lives. Believe it or not, there's people that live regular lives. So for you to sit there and come out of nowhere and say that you wrong for that was wrong. That was wrong. You was dead wrong. And then for you to sit there, you talking sincerely from your heart. Mexicans don't stick together neither because you got to come to America. Why you not in Mexico? Since if it's like that, if you stick together more than black people stick together, then you understand what I'm saying? Because stuff happens, right? In every race, right? So why you want to single our race that white people go through things in their race? And be honest, I don't like using the word white. Light-skinned people, brown-skinned people. Like, certain things have to stop because it's ignorant. It's ignorant. At the end of the day, you can't sit there and blame everybody. You probably doing everything you're supposed to do here in America. Everything you're supposed to do, and you feel like you being blamed. But you got people that always make it bad for other people. But you can't sit there and say that don't happen in your race because you sitting there talking about black people. Like, black people got some good people. Black people got some bad people. We just like anybody else, baby. We brown skins. It's just like anybody else. We got some good ones. We got some bad ones. But everybody not bad, baby. Everybody ain't teasing you neither. So you need to stop all of that. Because you're making yourself look nutty. And I promise you, you're going to get a lot of stitches from this. And I promise you, you hurt a lot of people's feelings. And there's a lot of mothers and fathers who don't feel like you, who would need help. And black people be like, yo, I'm scared to help them. People like you make it harder for other people. We don't eat the type of food y'all eat. But when y'all on your trains or when you're on the highways and mommy out there selling her little whatever pretzels, whatever them things that look like pretzels, I don't know what they are. Chips. Corn chips. And they selling their little stuff. You want people to eat from that, buy that stuff. We don't make that in America. Y'all know how to make those things. I don't know. But how can somebody trust you when you sitting there talking like that? Nobody gonna want to even eat from you. You making life hard for other people that's not like that, who don't think like you, and you not thinking like that. So when you making your TikToks and you putting everybody in one basket or one bracket because you had an experience or you seen something, best to believe everybody don't think like that. Everybody don't think like that. And that's just real jacked up that you think like that. You make it harder for everybody else. That's what you just did. Because now, that little stupid video you made is going to go viral. And there's a family that's going to need help. And black people, brown skin folk, oh, we help. One way or the other, we going to help. Even if we can, we going to.
Oye, burro, no nos importa. Eres racista. That unity that you were talking about, explain this. A lot of times y'all like to talk about black people and not working hard and we don't have any unity and things like that. But when you look at these exit polls, it appears that black people were, for the most part, on one band and one sound. But when it comes to Hispanic people, Mexicans, as you can see, Latino men were not unified with you. Latino women, give or take. But the men, They definitely wanted to see you struggle. They definitely wanted to see this happen. And you get on Pootie Tang's internet and starts blaming black people, saying that we're teasing you and we don't want to help you. And then you turn around and say that, you know what I'm saying, we are the opposite of you. We don't work hard and we don't have any unity. Motherfucker, do you even know who you're talking to? Who you're referring to when you get out here on these TikTok streets and start running your mouth? Let's get into it. You wouldn't have what you have today had it not been for the struggle and the blood of black people that was spilled on the street fighting for your rights. You wouldn't. Whatever it is that you think you have, whatever rights and privileges that you think you have within these borders would not exist had it not been for black people. I don't even want to get into the motivation for why a lot of us voted for VP Harris, because her policies were anti-mass deportation, anti-xenophobia, anti-homophobia, anti-all of the shit that you're seeing unfolding before you. We weren't voting for her simply because she was a black woman. We were voting for her because her policies aligned with who we were as a people. And who we are as a people is humane and empathetic. We may have some internal issues, but when it comes to how we feel about how the world works and how other people are suffering and struggling, we are one band, one sound. We don't want to see people go through what we've gone through and what we continue to go through. So we vote according to those politicians who may pander at times or whose policies align with our views and our humanity. But you see, motherfuckers like you would get on this internet and start talking about, black people don't work hard and we don't have unity. First of all, black people only started to be labeled lazy when we no longer worked for free. You see, black people, we work hard. The problem is that when we get a job, you motherfuckers want us to work twice as hard because you believe that we should be grateful for that job. We should be so grateful for that job that we should work harder than everyone else. And when we speak up for ourselves and say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not doing Jose's work. I'm not doing Billy's work. I'm not doing Jill's work. You hired me to do this work. If you want me to hire to do extra work, then you need to pay me extra money. The moment we start speaking up for ourselves because we're not going to be sun up to sundown slaves while being paid less than everyone else, then all of a sudden we're lazy. It's not that we're lazy. We have pride now. We have a voice now. And a lot of you especially believe that black people shouldn't say anything. We shouldn't have a voice. We should just accept how things are so that the rest of you could go on with your life and pretend that we had no input in the things that you have and the rights that you have today. And all those other countries that you named, if you look at the exit polls, it clearly shows that Hispanic men, just like you, and I can almost certainly guarantee that you voted for Donald Trump. And you will turn around and say black people teasing you. Well, most of us, you may think our silence is teasing. You may think our response is like, it ain't got nothing to do with me, it's teasing. But we mean that shit. Because our vote overwhelmingly against what we're seeing today was our help for you. And what did you do? You told us we don't need your help. Now you're mad because we're saying we're not giving our help. We are trusting you know what the fuck you're doing. But apparently you don't, because you don't even know who you're talking to. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't need our help, motherfucker. All you've gotten is our help since you've been here, since your ancestors got here, and so on and so forth. All you've gotten is our help, because white supremacy haven't issued you a single fucking bone. Everything that you have, even your protections in the sanctuary cities. Look at the sanctuary cities and look who predominantly occupy those sanctuary cities. Y'all some goofy motherfuckers. You have allowed racism to cloud your brain. You crazy up here now. Even in the face of mass deportation, xenophobia, and outright blatant racism, you still would look black people in the face and point the finger at us instead of pointing the finger at the people that are rounding your people up and shipping them out of here as if they don't have any humanity. And as much as we care, people like you make it difficult for us to even have a little memory of a heartbeat for you. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Because the rest of your people might actually need our help. But it's people like you that make it really difficult for black people to put our anger and disappointments to the side and lend a helping hand. Because you still peacocking for white supremacy while white supremacy got its foot completely lodged in the crack of your ass.
Before I get into this video, I need everybody watching this to acknowledge that Palestinians did not elect Trump into office. Palestinians didn't vote for Trump except...
Every last one of you are at fault. Every person who did not vote, every person who voted for Trump, every person who voted third party. You are all equally at fault. Y'all had one job and y'all didn't do it. Black people told y'all what to do. Black people once again tried to help save the world, and once again y'all did not listen. Everyone is at fault. I'm tired of the gaslighting, bro. I'm so sick and tired of you people gaslighting. The blood of so many black people, so many people of color is in y'all hands because of y'all ego, because of y'all pride, because of y'all horrible decision making, because of y'all horrible planning. You want to sit here and say, oh, well, it's at the fault of the Democratic Party. They should have ran a better campaign. I've seen worse campaigns. Yeah, y'all voted for them. What was the difference here with Kamala? I think we know the answer to that, right? Blood is on all of y'all hands, bro. All of y'all.
Maya, you're reaping what you sow. You cannot tell everybody I was never voting for Trump, but then sit there and attack the woman that could have saved us from all this bullshit, including your people. We don't need no videos, boo-boo. What's done is done, okay? You can't do shit about it. You can't say Palestinians didn't vote for Trump, but then gonna say, except for a small part of Michigan. Shut up. Y'all told people to sit out this election and not vote. And most of them did not because it was G-side or nothing. And that was directly because of you and your people. The people here in America. The ones that I was fighting in Dubai. The ones that I was fighting with in UK. Y'all all collectively told people in America to sit out this election. Bitch, don't throw the rock and hide your hand. The one thing I cannot stand is a liar. And Maya Ayoni, you are a bold-faced lie. Your followers may think that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. But bitch, we know you phony. We know what you did. You harassed black women when we told y'all what was going to happen to y'all. You were anti-black and racist towards Kamala Harris. You tried to say that her and Trump were just the same. When we all know the shit that is happening right now, she would have never done. And now you mad because, you know, Frumpy is giving Benny some fun little toys to play with. And they pulling aid. And now they can't even get into North Gaza Strip. Nope, they sure can't get up in there. Izzy's are sitting there blocking that bitch for one person and one person only. That Hamas claims they don't even have. Stop trying to lie your way out of this situation. Stop trying to play innocent because you're not. You're just as guilty as anybody else who voted against that woman to put that man in office or who set out. I will forever hold your feet to the fire. You will be the problem forever. The only reason you got this 2 million following is because of what you did and how you chose to guide people wrong in this election period. Stupid.
No, Palestinians begged y'all not to vote for that man. Palestinians preferred Vice President Harris. Palestinians in Palestine, Gaza, West Bank, they preferred Vice President Harris. But now you hide in your hands. Oh, no, 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 no. Of all the souls, you, I will not allow to hide your hands. Ever. You were nasty. It wasn't just the fact that you weren't going to vote for that woman. It was that you were nasty about it. Hey, you remember that live stream that you did with that black woman? Remember that? Remember that? I do. I've watched it several times. I never forget a face. There's you and a couple of other British people who literally have been hiding. What about all your little white allies? Remember them? What happened to Mosquito Dorito? Oh, no. No, Maya, you don't get to hide. Ever. You don't. The hell that has been unleashed in 7 days, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it directly to you. You're not going to stand for it. Take the watermelon at it. The anti-blackness. The anti-black woman. You think we forgot? You think that enough time has passed to where we've forgotten this? No, we haven't. We will remember. So no, you don't get a chance to run. You don't get a chance to hide. You don't get a chance to do any of that. No. Don't come up and give us the because you are the face of that anti-blackness. You and a couple other people. But they had the good sense to disappear. Here you come. No. You don't get a chance to do that. Every black woman that tried to tell y'all that it would be better if Vice President Harris was President Harris and not Donald Trump, and you ridiculed them. You did. You think we forgot? No, we haven't. And since you were so boisterous with your anti-blackness, since you were so boisterous with your anti-black woman, I need you to own that now. I don't need you to run. Don't. Because of people like you. The Palestinians will never know peace because they even told you who they would prefer, but you didn't listen. You had to stand on whatever the hell it is you thought you were standing on. The country has to now suffer for the next 4 years. Those Palestinians that you care so much about, they will have to suffer. And now here you come, back from the dead, rock dust all over your hands, trying to hide them in your back pocket. No, Maya, not this time. I'm telling you, we will never forget, and we will never forgive. You owe us a hell of a lot more than this bullshit video about who did and didn't vote for this, that, and the third, because you were one of the people leading the charge to get Donald Trump back into the White House because you thought it would be better. You are the person who only saw 1 inch of the field while the rest of us was looking at the entire field. So Maya, save whatever it is that was getting ready to come out of your mouth, because we remember, we will never forgive, and we will never, ever forget.
And another thing, you know that watermelon in your bio? Go ahead and take it out. The one in your tag name? Take that out. Because at this point, it's giving very much Black Square energy. Very performative and very trendivist. And
Imani, you know I love you. I follow you. You're my mutual, but I can't fuck with this. You're calling black people performative because we are going to vote for Kamala Harris. When Kamala Harris has asked for a ceasefire. When Kamala Harris is not even the president, so she don't make the final decisions on anything. And baby, let me just be fully fucking honest. My mother is in the Air Force. And we had a conversation this weekend. And she said, whether we like it or not, Israel and the United States will always be tied to each other. Because if we let go of Israel, we will have no stronghold in the Middle East, which will leave the USA defenseless. And that is coming from someone in the military. I don't like the shit.
I'm not happy to hear that, and it did piss me off. The most U.S. can do is cut off their funding for genocide. For you to call black people performative because we are looking at the best interests of us first, because we can't help ourselves, how the fuck we gonna help someone else? You wrong. You are part of the problem. Donald Trump has a 900-page manifesto of what the fuck this country is gonna look like if he gets into office. Police will have full immunity to do whatever the fuck they want to black people. The national abort ban, baby. No one's getting past that shit, and it's already in 22 states. VA will be cut. Medicare will be cut. The education of our children will be switched over to them reading the Bible 24/7. Christians won't have to vote but one time because Trump plans on getting rid of the fucking Senate and the House. And he's going to make sure he's the only one making decisions for this fucking country. On top of that, he's replacing everybody in federal areas like the FBI, the CIA, and ETC with his people. Children going into fucking high school will be automatically registered for the draft. And the list can go fucking on. The unions will be cut short. DEI will be taken out of every fucking school. And you want us not to worry about that. You want black folks to sit back and say, oh, we're not going to vote for Kamala Harris because it's about Palestine. And we're going to be just like them in a second. We're not going to have freedom of speech. Trump is going to make it that if we speak against certain people, we will be held accountable. But ignore all that shit because Palestine does matter more. Their lives matter more than our lives, even though our lives can keep protesting for them and keep fighting for them and trying to get as much as we can for them. But what am I saying? No offense. You travel for a living. You can leave the country whenever the fuck you want. All black people can't do that shit. I'm not taking my watermelon. I'm not taking the flag down. I ain't doing that shit because I still support Palestine and I still am for them and I'm still going to speak up for them. But I'd be damned if I'm going to let myself drown and suffer. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to fight for no fucking body if I'm fighting for myself. And if you can't fucking understand that, you have a child. Your child may have to grow up in this fucking country under Trump. And it's going to be your fault. Because you decided to tell black people, don't vote for Kamala Harris. Lesser two evils, sweetheart. We will have freedom of speech under her. We can convince her to do shit. We can move her. She's not fucking heartless. But you obviously don't care about your own people because you would rather see us suffer under Trump than vote somebody in that will actually listen to our grievances. I call that performative as fuck. And I don't want to hear shit about no third party because third parties never win. If y'all can't get them to win on the local level, why the fuck would y'all jump all the way to the fucking presidency? Start small.
Shout out to Just Nene. She hit every single point that needed to be made, and she brought the perfect energy when making those points. However, at this point, I'm sick of them. And so, because I am sick of them, I agree with Amani on this one thing. Take that flag out of your bio. Take that watermelon out of your bio. And let's just see how far they get without Black American support.
Alright, let's talk about this viral TikTok that has everybody debating. There's a lot to unpack, so let's break it down step by step because this isn't just about one comment. It's about the historical relationships, community struggles, solidarity, and how people react when they feel disrespected. So this guy posts a TikTok saying he's been seeing a lot of black people making fun of Mexicans because of what's happening right now with Mexican people. He also says he's seen black people saying Mexicans doesn't come to us for help. His response, Mexicans doesn't need black people's help because they have their own support system. He then goes on to list Central American countries like Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Nicaragua, saying that Mexicans have all these people backing them up. But then he takes a turn and makes a pretty bold statement saying, black people, what makes you think Mexicans are gonna come running to you all for help? You all can't even help yourselves. And that is where things got real messy. This wasn't just a random opinion. This touched on a deeply rooted issue. The complex relationship between black and Latino communities, especially in the US, some people say that black and brown people should be naturally allies because they have both faced oppressions, discriminations, and economic struggles. Others argue that these two communities have historically been at odds in certain areas, especially when it comes to things like job competition, neighborhood tensions, and political priorities. So when this TikToker said Mexicans doesn't need you all and then threw in black people can't even help themselves, it struck a nerve. But not because black people feel entitled to Mexican support, but because of the disrespect in that statement. A lot of black people in the comment had one main question: who asked for help in the first place? Because many felt like this whole argument was a straw man, meaning he was responding to something that wasn't even a major discussion in the first place. Some of the common black responses were, bro, we never asked Mexicans should come to help us, so what are you talking about? We are out here fighting our own battles and we are not expecting anyone to come running to us. Why do you all think always feel the need to bring up black people to make your point? And then there were the historical references. Black people have often stood up in solidarity with other marginalized groups, whether it was the civil rights movement supporting immigrant rights, black and brown coalition forming during protests, or even just everyday people standing up against racism in different communities. So the idea that black people can't help themselves is not only insulting, but also historically inaccurate. On the other hand, many Latino commenters actually agree with the TikToker's statement. Some said, "First, we don't need to rely on anyone else because we build our own communities and support each other. Black people don't help Mexicans, so why should we help them? He's just keeping it real. Mexicans do work hard and we don't wait for handouts." But there were also Latinos who called him out. Some said, "We don't need to tear down black people just to uplift our own community. Why do we always have to divide instead of unite? Our struggles are different, but that doesn't mean we can't support each other. This whole video is unnecessary drama. We have a bigger things to worry about." So clearly, even with the Latino community, there were mixed reactions. Some agreed that Latinos should stick together, but others felt like this was just another attempt to drive a wedge between communities that already face enough struggles. Then we have Maya Ioni, who wasn't having it. She stepped in and basically shut the whole argument down. She pointed out that instead of focusing on who doesn't need who, we should be focusing on solidarity. She reminded people that different marginalized communities don't have to compete over who struggles more. We can support each other without putting each other down. And this is where people started really debating. Some said she's right, instead of arguing about who doesn't need who, we should be working together. Black and brown unity is important, and this type of history only causes more division. While others disagree, now he was just stating facts and people don't like to hear the truth. Why is it always on black people to build unity? Where is the Latino accountability? And just when you thought this conversation couldn't get any more random, a woman chipped in saying everyone should acknowledge that Palestinians didn't elect Trump. Now let's unpack that. Why did she bring this up? Well, there has been an ongoing debate about how immigrant communities in the US vote and how their political choices impact the country. Some people believe that certain immigrant groups, particularly Latinos, played a role in electing Trump in 2016 and possibly again in 2024. So when people talk about solidarity between marginalized groups, others push back by saying, well, some of you all voted for the same guy who made life harder for us. By bringing up Palestinians, she was probably saying, look, Palestinians didn't put Trump in power, so don't loom up non-black communities together. But that comment just opened a whole new debate, with people arguing about immigration, political alliances, and who really supports who. At the end of the day, what this viral TikTok really exposed is the deep tension between different marginalized communities. On one side, you have people who believe in Latino self-reliance and unity, and on the other, you have people who feel like black people are constantly being disrespected for no reason. But the bigger question is, why are we always being pitted against each other? Because while we are debating who helps who, there is a system in place that benefits from our division. Black and brown communities both face issues like police brutality, economic struggles, and immigration challenges. We both deal with being stereotyped, underpaid, and over-policed. And yet, instead of working together, we often get caught in debates like this, where one side feels disrespected and the other side feels like they have something to prove. So what is the real solution? Maybe it's stopping the comparison and actually focusing on unity, because at the end of the day, no community strives alone. Alright, that is my take. What do you all think? Do you agree with the TikToker, or do you think he was out of line? And what about Maya Ioni's response? Was she right to step in? Let's talk in the comments. Thank you for watching, and let's continue this conversation in the comment below. Let us share our thoughts and perspective with one another. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on this story and more. I will see you in the next video.